Okay, hello and good morning. Let's take a look. This is chapter 4 review. It says find the degree. Okay, let's take a look here. The degree here is 7. Here, the degree, you got to add these up, and it's also 7. Here, it's x to the 0 power, so the degree is equal to 0. Make sure you know that. Now, let's go on. This one right here, you got to do FOIL, kind of. You're going to take this to that one. So 4 times 2 is 8. N1 times N2 is N3. Then you go to the next one. 4 times 5 is 20. N times N is N squared. Then you go to that one. That gives you plus 12N. Then you got to go to this number to all 3 of these. So 5 times 2, so that's a negative 10N squared. A negative 25N. And a negative 15. Then you combine like terms. So this one and this one are like terms. So you combine these two. So it's going to be 8n3. 20 minus 10 is 10n squared. This and this gives me a negative 13n. And then minus 15. And that's how you do it. So it's similar to FOIL. You multiply this one to all of these and this one times all of these. Let's go on. This one you combine like terms. You have the same base. You add the exponents. Well, that's only when you multiply. Here you're adding, so you only add the coefficients. So that's going to be 6y to the 5th power. Okay? If it was 2y to the 5th times 4y to the 5th, then you would go 4 times 2 is 8. And then you would add these up and say y10. But when you add and subtract, you only add the coefficients. Make sure you know that. This one, you have to distribute that minus sign. So it becomes negative 7x. And then this becomes a plus, because it's a double negative. This becomes a plus, that becomes 5. This becomes a plus, so that becomes 9x. Now you combine like terms. So this one, and this one gives you a negative or a positive 2x to the 4th. This one and this one gives you 9 minus 7 is a 2x. And then this one and this one gives you 10. And you're done. All right? All right, copy down the rest of these. It is a trinomial because it has 1, 2, 3 terms. So trinomial. The degree is 3. That's the biggest one. You don't add these because you're separated by pluses and minuses. And, okay, let's go on. This one right here, this gives you a negative 6x to the 7th power. The degree is 7, and it is a monomial. One term. This one right here you have to distribute. So that gives you a negative 24p to the 3rd power because you got to add, you're multiplying. This gives you 6 times 8 is 48, so that's plus 48. P times p is p squared. And then this times this is a negative 8p. Nope. 8 times 2 is 16. Okay. This right here is FOIL. You should know how to do FOIL. Number 9 is also FOIL. I'll do that one. So it's 2x minus 6 twice. So that gives you 4x squared minus 12x minus 12x and then plus 36. This gives you 4x squared minus 24x plus 36. Make sure you know how to do that. Okay, let's go on here. Let's talk about geometry. All right, let's take a look here at geometry. Well, to do this one, it says graph. Okay, so let's graph it first. So this is a negative 2 down 4. Put a dot. This one is over 4, up, and then draw your segment. Okay, so we graphed it. This is A, this is B. Find the partition 3/4 of the way from A to B. So you're going from A to B. So let me use a different color here. So remember the trick, step 1, is to draw a right triangle. Copy that down. This is a partition. Step 2 is count the sides. So let's see what we got here. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one is 6. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one's 10. Okay. So if you're going from A to B, you want to go this way here. Okay. So you want to take 3 over 4 times 6 over 1. So that's 18 divided by 4, which is going to be 4 2/4, which is 4 1/2. So you want to go over 4 1/2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 1/2 is about right here. So over 4 1/2 and then up is your answer. So this answer right here, when you go back to the origin, is over 2 1/2 and up 1, 2, 3 1/2. So 2 1/2 and 3 1/2 is the answer. Okay. The next one wants to go 3/4 from B to A. So if you're going from B to A, you want to go, let me use a different color. You want to go this way from B to A. So you want to go this way 4 1/2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 1/2 is about right here. And then you want to go up to here. Okay, from B to A, it would be here. So this point looks like over 1/2, so that's a negative 1/2. And then down 1, 2 1/2. And that should be right. And that's your partition. Make sure you know that, okay? Let me move that up a little bit. All right, let's go on. Work these two. Find perimeter and find x. Well, to do x, it's a right triangle. So color the triangle. Put these together. So 4 squared plus x squared is equal to 9 squared. You want to subtract 16 and then take the square root. So 81 minus 16, hit shift and square root. So I get 8.1 approximate. Find the perimeter. Okay, well the perimeter you add them up. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But this one, you have to do the distance formula. So if it's on a slant, like this one, so this is over 0, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0, 5. And this one is 7, 0. So to do the distance formula, it's going to be 0 minus 5 over here, and 7 minus 0 over here. So I'm going to get 7 squared plus negative 5 squared. So that gives me 49 plus 25, whatever that is. So I take my calculator. I take 49 plus 25, press equals, shift, square root. I get 8.6. So this distance is about 8.6. So I add it up to get perimeter. So it's going to be 5 plus 7 plus all of this stuff. So I'm going to leave this on there. And then plus 12, because 5 plus 7 is 12. So I get 20.6 inches or feet. Remember, perimeter is 1 dimension. Area is 2 dimension. Let's keep moving. Copy this down. I want parallel and perpendicular. Copy all of that down. Okay? All right, let's start here. I want you to find parallel and perpendicular. Let's do that first. Okay, well, let's move on. So to do parallel, you use the same slope. So you got to get y by itself. So circle this, and let's get y by itself. So it's going to be subtract 2x, divide by 4. So your slope is a negative 1/2. So parallel is going to be y minus your y equals your slope, and then x minus your x. That's the first one. Perpendicular is going to be y minus 5. You got to flip that and change it to a plus, and everything else stays the same. Okay, we did parallel perpendicular. 6a says find this one in slope-intercept form. Well, 6a is right here. So put number 7 and watch what I do. So you want to do y minus 5 equals negative 1/2 and then x plus 2, and you want to distribute. Put a 1 under here. Remember the trick. Negative times a positive is a negative. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. So that gives you a positive 1. You're going to add 5. So y equals negative 1/2 x. And then 5 minus 1 is 4. So that's going to be plus 4. And that's it. That's called slope-intercept form. 6b is slope-intercept form. Works the same way. Number 9 is standard form. So look up here and watch. To do standard form, you're going to go ahead and get rid of that 2. So you're going to multiply everything by 2 to clear the denominator. And then the next thing you're going to do is move the x to the other side. So you're going to get x plus 2y is equal to 8. Remember, standard form is ax plus by is equal to some number. So your a here is 1, and your b is 2. And that's called standard form. Let's keep moving. Number 11. Draw that diagram. Find the measure of angle BKM. That's this one. BKM is this one right here. So this angle, and these lines were supposed to be parallel, so make them parallel. This angle and this angle are alternating interior. So this one is 30 degrees. This whole line is 180. Minus 30 gives you 150. And that's your answer. That's how you do it. Let's keep moving. Draw this diagram. All right, the lines are parallel, so let's see what we're going to do. Since the lines are parallel, this angle and this angle are supposed to add up to 180. These are same side interior, so that's 120. And let's see, let me think here. Find the measure of MKJ. Well, we just did it. MKJ, we're done. Draw this diagram. Name the triangle. Well, this one is a right isosceles, 2 sides equal. So it's a right isosceles triangle. Find angle X. Well, since these are the same, the whole triangle is 180. You already have 90, so you subtract. These two are equal because it's an isosceles triangle. So this has to be 45, 45, and 90 because it all adds up to 180. Draw this diagram. Name the triangle. This triangle is obtuse. It's bigger, it has an angle bigger, so obtuse. Okay, find angle X. Well, all you do is subtract from 180. So this is 140. That gives you 40 degrees. All right, let's move on. Draw that diagram. This is one where they give you the endpoint and the midpoint, and they want the other endpoint. So this is a midpoint right here. So what you're going to do is say x plus x divided by 2. So 25 plus x divided by 2 is equal to 18. And then you're going to do the same thing with your y's. Negative 5 plus y divided by 2 is equal to negative 1. And then you got to work these out. So you multiply by 2, 36. You subtract 25. And when you do, x is equal to whatever that is, 11. This one right here, you multiply by 2. And then you add 5 to both sides, and that gives you 3. And you're done. Make sure you know how to do that one. Put a star by that one. And redo it. Okay, draw this down. This right here is a centroid. And which ones are always congruent? Well, a centroid is a median. That means this is a midpoint. So AE is always congruent to CE. Okay? Next one says, what if EB is 12? So from here to here is 12. Remember, the centroid is 2/3 and 1/3. 2/3. Actually, the bigger one is 2/3. And the smaller one is 1/3. 2/3 and 1/3. Write that down. So all you do, if you want to find EO, EO is the smaller one. So it's 1/3 times 12 over 1. That gives you 4. So this one's got to be 4, and then you double it and get 8. That's it. Draw this. Circumcenter. I'm looking at the board. Circumcenter is the perpendicular bisectors. And now, what does that mean? The distance to the vertices is your radius. They're all equal. And then this is a circle that can be circumscribed. Okay? Draw that diagram. Remember, to get the missing third side, you're going to add these up. So add and subtract. Write that down. When you add, you get 32. And when you subtract, 12 minus 8, 20 minus 12 is 8. So this side could be 9 or all the way up to 31. It cannot be 8, and it cannot be 32. It's a range. Draw this one. Which side is the smallest? Well, you go to the smallest angle and you go straight across. So BC is the smallest. The largest is AB. 60 is in the middle, so AC is in the middle. And that's the way it is. This one right here, name the biggest angle. Well, 90 degrees is the biggest angle, so the biggest side is across. So AC is the biggest side. The smallest side, let me think here, 3, 4, 5. Actually, they wanted the angle. Okay, so 5 is the biggest side, so the biggest angle is angle B. So angle B is the biggest, and angle C is the smallest. Big angle C is the smallest. Okay? Remember, the bigger the side, the bigger the angle. All right, that's your review.